Los Angeles, California, where Lleyton Hewitt faces Wayne Ferreira. And here they come. All the greats have won this tournament dating back to 1927. Bill Tilden, Don Budge, Jack Kramer, Pancho Gonzalez, and Rod Laver. Good afternoon, everybody. Barry McKay with you, along with my colleague Leif Shiras. A great day for championship tennis. Leif, we got a great matchup. Certainly Hewitt the favorite as the #1 seed, but he's got his hands full with Ferreira.
Yeah, he really does. A great matchup. And Hewitt following in the footsteps of the last great Australian champion here, Rod Laver. So he is in a path to greatness and perhaps trying to create a little history here today.
And yesterday, some of the best tennis we've seen in the semifinals. Let's have a look at the action. The first match in the near court, Nicholas Kiefer.
Yeah, the German was playing well early, but Hewitt seemed to win all the big points. It is so tough to attack Hewitt. He is such a great defender in the backcourt.
And now Lleyton Hewitt returning well behind that baseline, but watch Hewitt move.
Yeah, he just covers the court so beautifully, and Kiefer was unable to convert on his chances. And in the end, Hewitt got the best of him, and it turned into a fairly routine match.
And so Hewitt won it in straight sets to move into the championship match.
Yeah, and he has come through pretty comfortably. 2 Americans in his opening rounds. A very tough quarterfinal against the Dane, Kenneth Carlsen. He lost that opening set, battled from behind, and he looked good and showed those fighting spirits that make him such a great champion.
Well, Lleyton Hewitt has his hands full, Leaf. I tell you what, I've watched Wayne for a long time, Ferreira, but I think he's playing the best tennis of his life right now.
He really is, and this is a guy who was injured in Paris at the French Open, and he's coming back, and really one of the greatest South Africans to ever play the game, but no South African has ever won here in LA, so he's also trying to create a little history as well, but certainly he played a great match last night.
And last night against Mark Philippoussis, semifinal action. Watch Ferreira all over the court.
Yeah, he really kept Philippoussis on his heels all day, set up chances like this. He's a great athlete who has all the shots, and he likes to play guys with big serves. Look at how he takes on Philippoussis' first serve.
And watch this shot. It is the shot of the year for Ferreira, right in the corner. And now match point for Wayne Ferreira. Very patient. He stays back. The forehand down the line. And the two-hander, very consistent play from Ferreira. And finally, Philippoussis long. And so Wayne Ferreira, a straight set win into the finals.
Yeah, he also had a very tough quarterfinal against the Frenchman, Sébastien Grosjean. So he has played well here. And that win over Philippoussis is very impressive because Philippoussis came in here with plenty of confidence. So 2 deserving finalists today.
A great matchup, Lee. What is Ferreira going to have to do against the very steady Australian?
Yeah, they play similar games in that they both don't have huge shots. Ferreira certainly has the big forehand, but he's going to have to be mentally tough because Hewitt is going to establish that I'm going to go deep into every point and you have to stay with me. So it's going to be up to Ferreira to keep up with the great Australian.
That is our matchup. Wayne Ferreira taking on the #1 seed, Lleyton Hewitt. Which of these 2 superstars will join that ring of champions? We'll have it for you when we return. We are underway. Ferreira in the near court on the far side. Lleyton Hewitt, the #1 seed. First game, first set. Touches the net. I think the forehand, which Ferreira considers his best shot, Leaf, a big item today. If he can hit it as well as he did yesterday, Hewitt's in trouble. 15 all. Ooh, double fault, his first of the match.
Well, Ferreira is the oldest guy in the tournament. Plenty of experience, and he has used it this week to get through to the final. He has not won a title this year, and this is his first final in 2003.
Wow, backhand into the net, not a good shot. And so now an early opportunity here for Lleyton Hewitt. 15-40, double break point. Ferreira looking just a little sluggish in this first game. tries that inside-out forehand. That has worked for him so well all week long.
Yeah, both players are going to spar from the back. They're going to look for their moments to take their chances. Hewitt tried to pull the trigger there, but pulled the forehand down into the net. Still got a break point, however.
No, it's long. Well, Ferreira at least had that tough match with Philippoussis last night, and he may not be jumping back so quickly from that very tough encounter. You can see how Ferreira moves quickly. He always favors hitting that forehand, and that time he was trying to move around, take it on the forehand side, but he didn't have to.
I'll tell you, if you've got a great shot like his forehand, you want to try and hit it as often as you can.
Set it up all the time. Game point, Ferreira. Wide serve and volley, and there he is. And Ferreira gets out of trouble. 1-love, Ferreira.
Yeah, that was a nice bit of variety there from the South African. He, obviously a guy, he likes to stay back. He can serve and volley because he's a fine doubles player. And that last time to finish the game, he came in on a good serve. And that's the way you play tennis. You play with variety, and find patterns of play that are going to win for you.
Lleyton Hewitt, the #1 seed.
And just 22 years old, 19 titles, and more than half of them coming on a hard court just like this. So this may be his best surface. I think he gets the best traction where he's running. I think he moves best on this surface.
Hewitt with well over $10 million in career prize money. What a career he's had. Ferreira goes for it all in that return. 15-love. Ferreira given a lot of room to Hewitt on that first serve. He played well behind that baseline against Philippoussis last night, but I'm surprised to see him that far back against Hewitt. Finishing forehand. Ferreira opening up.
Well, Hewitt has gotten Ferreira the last couple times they've played. But Ferreira has drawn blood. The first time they met back in Stuttgart, that was the finals of a Masters series.
Yeah, best of 5.
But you know, I think Hewitt has figured that out. You know, he's won the last 2 matches, so I think he's settling into a comfortable strategy.
No. I tell you, Hewitt has used that slice serve out wide so effectively all week long here, and in particular against Nicholas Ferreira in that semifinal. 30-15. And it works. Ferreira with a break. Oh, we saw Gustavo Kuerten try a little drop shot on match point down against Philippoussis. Did the same thing. Leaf hit the net and worked for him. But Gustavo ended up losing to Philippoussis in that quarterfinal. Court. Comes Ferreira, and unbelievable shot from Hewitt, kept it low.
Yeah, good example of the movement and the mobility from Hewitt. I mean, he's on the defensive here, yet he comes up with something good, low and hard, and that's a tough volley to do something with, much less put back into play.
That's a great example of what makes Lleyton Hewitt such a tough player. Stopped on a dime, changed directions, and hit the low ball. Game point, Hewitt trying to get to 1-all. Just inside. That will go wide. The Mercedes-Benz Cup on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Lose the carbs, not the taste. And by Mercedes-Benz, located on the web at mbusa.com. Beautiful day for tennis here on the campus of UCLA. We're at the 2003 Mercedes-Benz Cup Championship match. Big turnout here. This place seats a little over 7,500, and there are very few empty seats for this final.
And you think about the year that Hewitt has had coming in, 29-6. That's a pretty darn good record. There are a lot of players who would like to have that, 2 titles and standing at number 5 in the world, but I know that he is not happy with that. He wants to be in the top spot, and that's something that this tournament is going to give him sort of that stepping stone too. He wants to win this event and get it back.
There's the two-hander from Ferreira. Beautiful shot. Up the line, takes him quickly to 40 love.
And see Ferreira, watch him work the ball around. He's going to open up just enough space down the line. And even Hewitt, with his anticipation and his speed, couldn't even take a step.
Go wide.
Yeah, great players seem to move the ball around so effortlessly. And Hewitt is good at it. Ferreira also.
Ferreira earlier said he's anticipating this match, sort of looking forward to it. He loves to rally, and he'll get his chance today. It's good. That is high quality play from both players, but Hewitt outdrills him with the two-hander.
Yeah, Hewitt packed a little punch in that backhand down the line. He leaned on that. That wasn't just a rally stroke. That was something a little bit more. It earned him the point.
No call. Service ace number 3. Ferreira 2-1. Perfect day for tennis here in Westwood. We're at UCLA. Let's see who has the edge here today. Leaf?
Well, in terms of equipment, forehands and backhands, these guys match up pretty nicely. Ferreira's perhaps a bit better on the forehand. Hewitt off the backhand. Ferreira on the serve. No one returns better than Hewitt unless Andre Agassi would be the man. Ferreira a little bit better at the net. You have to give Hewitt the edge. So I think this is a good matchup in terms of the equipment they bring to the court.
Yes, it is. First time the expert who does those edge analysis. I agree with every X.
Did I get it right?
Well done. We will see, though. We're early in this match now. 2-1 Ferreira. It's long. Welcome to the 2003 Mercedes-Benz Cup as the #1 seed Leighton Hewitt takes on Wayne Ferreira, the #7 seed. This is the championship match of the 2003 event. Hewitt serving. Down 1-2. .30 love Hewitt. And Hewitt in with his first ace of the match. Are you surprised, Leaf, at how far back Ferreira is standing to receive the serve of Leighton Hewitt?
Yeah, I think he's probably just getting a feel for it. I mean, he tends to take a couple steps up to that baseline.
Yeah.
But I believe as the match progresses, he'll feel more comfortable with the rhythm of that return. Certainly on the second serve, you can see he ends up inside the baseline.
Yes. Jerome Bettis fought the critics to become the NFL's Rookie of the Year, but after personal tragedy almost made him leave the game, he went on to become one of the game's best. Beyond the Glory shows you the Jerome Bettis you've never known. Tonight at 9 p.m. only on Fox Sports Net.
I'll tell you, Jerome Bettis might be the bus, but Leighton Hewitt was the freight train. I mean, 2 straight years finishing at year-end #1.
80 consecutive weeks for Hewitt. That was quite a record.
Yeah, that's elite company. I believe only 3 other guys, Lendl, Connors, and I believe it was Layden.
No, it's long. Hewitt overhitting on the return, and Ferreira now at 30 love.
Excuse me, Connors, Lendl, and Sampras. Just 3 other players who've gone wall to wall at the year-end #1. It's nice.
Yeah. No, a big miss hit off the 2-hander from Ferreira. He has not missed many balls off the ground. Wayne Ferreira, who lives now in Berkeley, California, helping Peter Wright up there, the Cal Berkeley tennis coach, when he's in town. Boy, that's a big break for those Cal players. Ooh, catches the net. You know, interestingly enough, Ferreira said that coaching that Cal team has helped his own game because he's picked up some weaknesses in his own game working with those guys.
Yeah, I think the more you can analyze the game, the more you can apply those things to your own game. That's helped him a lot, technically, executing shots.
Yes, there's that spinner out wide, and Ferreira already with 4 aces in this match. You know, it's a deceptive serve. He's so smooth, and he mixes it up so well. And another ace down the center. And so Ferreira holds it love. Stay with us. Wayne Ferreira up 3-2. Leighton Hewitt down 2-3, and Wayne Ferreira serving exceptionally well early. 5 aces, Leaf. That's impressive.
Yeah, and that's an important bonus for him, really. I mean, you can never expect to get those kinds of aces against Leighton Hewitt, who has such quick hands, great return to serve.
Took a little off that ball, tried to spin it.
You can see Hewitt is so willing to go deep into the point, and that's where Ferreira has to be able to stay with him, keep up.
That's why, as we just said, if you can ace Hewitt a few times, there's no rally involved. And I tell you, I would not want to get into rallies with Leighton Hewitt.
And it's a beautiful day in LA for tennis. There's a slight breeze, but it is warm down on the court. And these guys are going to put in some time in the oven down here.
30 love Hewitt, trying to get even at 3 games all. First set. This is best of 3 for the title.
It was interesting yesterday in Hewitt's semifinal, he was not wearing a hat. Normally he always has a baseball hat on. Today he's got it on. He knows how hot it is.
Great. Look at this. Oh, what a rally. The slice catches the net. An interesting little sidebar. Leighton Hewitt playing in the finals here. His girlfriend, Kim Clijsters, playing in the finals just down the road. And LaCosta, same time, identical. The matches started at 1 o'clock. Clijsters taking on Justine Hardin. I wonder if they had a chat before both matches started today. Gave each other a little advice. Oh, yes. Big forehand.
Well, that is one element of the Hewitt game that you can attack. That second serve just doesn't have much on it. I think Ferreira made a good decision. He's behind in the score. Just give it a swing. Send a message to the Australian saying, hey, you're going to have to do better than that. Can't roll it into the box.
Wow, out wide, right on the sideline. And so Hewitt with his second ace of the match. It's 3-all.
Yeah, here's a good look at Ferreira's serve. Again, that's a nice position there. You can see he's getting enough push from the legs and some drive up with that racket up to the ball. You want to hit up on the ball. And, of course, that pronation is going to help bring the racket up and down, which ultimately brings it down into the box, Barry, you hope.
Boy, I haven't heard that word pronation since I talked to Billie Jean King. And boy, she knows about pronation on the serve in particular. It's good. Ferreira looking right up into the sun from that side. A difficult shot.
He played such a good point right up to the overhead. But again, Hewitt makes you hit one more ball. Great defensive lob deep in the court.
Oh, the inside out. Miss hit.
And here's a quick look at what this defensive lob does to Ferreira. I mean, he's got to start way back. He's back behind the starting line.
Jeez. Looked like an outfielder going back for a fly ball. Hits the warning track. Ferreira out wide. 30-15, seventh game.
You know, just mentioning again, his Hewitt's girlfriend, Kim Kleister, she's probably going to get the #1 seed at the U.S. Open, and I think Lleyton Hewitt might get that #1 seed too, unless Agassi is going to get it. It's going to be very close.
Wouldn't that be something? No, Hewitt overhits the two-hander, going for a little too much. There you see the scrambling ability of Wayne Ferreira. He had the groin injury at the French, but boy, he's moving well.
I think the last time a couple that was dating were sort of at the top of the game was Jimmy Connors and Chris Evert.
That's right, 1974.
Wimbledon champions.
It's wide, and Ferreira holds 4-3. First set, Wayne Ferreira up. The Los Angeles Tennis Center Court championship action of the 2003 Mercedes-Benz Cup. Barry McKay along with Lee Shiras bringing you the action as Lleyton Hewitt taking on Wayne Ferreira. Hewitt down 3-4 in the first set, and Hewitt to serve with new tennis balls, changing at 7 and 9 games. Look at that. Ferreira does a 360, tries to change directions and get back to that ball.
Well, these are two of the finest athletes on the tour, both very strong, very fit. Ferreira really a natural sportsman, great cricket player, golfer, just really handled sports very easily since he was a young man.
Ferreira at one point down to a 4 handicap. Wouldn't want to play him on a golf course. $15 all.
Talk about Lleyton Hewitt and what he does well on the tennis court. I mean, mental tenacity might be his strength, but he's a fine all-court player. And again, that willingness to really put the ball into play and make you play tennis. He's going to explore your game completely. Again, the only weakness is maybe that second serve and not an overpowering shot. But
Ferreira's return forces Hewitt back.
Take a look at a scouting report on the South African. Again, forehand pressure. He can create that beautiful mover, and he can do everything well. He has a tendency in a long match perhaps to play some loose points and bear a little bit of temper that can oftentimes affect his level of play.
You know, his concentration all week long here, Leaf, has been exceptional, though. He has really concentrated well.
And I think that's why he's played so well. I think most players struggle with their game when they lose their temper. There's John McEnroe, one of the few men who could play better when he was angry.
The madder he got, the better he played. Second serve now, 15-30. Big chance here for Ferreira. Oh, that's just too good. Ferreira lines up the two-hander, goes for it. Perfect shot.
Yeah, you know, he's seeing the ball pretty big because that's a good ball there. And then, watch, he's got a little bit of room down the line. Can he find it? Boy, that's a nice deep drive. It's safe. Look at the preparation. Uses that front leg as an axis and drives through the hit beautifully.
Now a big opportunity for the South African, 15-40 double break point to go to 5-3. And he needs it. Leighton Hewitt in with that first serve.
And Hewitt doesn't have a big serve, but that point calls for a first serve, and he delivers it. And that's why Hewitt is tough. He seems to play well when the most chips are on the table.
Yeah, he took a bit off that serve, Leaf. You said it, 107 miles per hour, but it worked. Still, break point. And another second serve opportunity for Ferreira.
What will he do here? Will he try and go for something on the return or just keep it deep?
It's a forehand. I think he'll go for it. He doesn't.
The two-hander, perfect. And Wayne Ferreira has broken. He leads 5-3. Well, this fall, the NFL returns to Fox as Bill Parcells comes to Dallas to return the Cowboys to glory. And Michael Vick and Donovan McNabb battle for the title of the best quarterback in the league. The biggest stories in the NFL are in the NFC. And the NFC is on Fox, returning September 7th. To believe football right around the corner. It's already underway. All right, big game now. Ferreira to serve for the first set, 5-3. Two-hander.
Well, Ferreira has always been getting the big points done with his forehand, but now he's playing well because he's scoring with the backhand as well. Look at that, pumping his fist. He feels good about his chances today.
Love 15. Hewitt trying desperately here to get that break back. Oh, and a bad serve by Ferreira. It looked like it came right off the frame of the racket, Leaf, almost into the first row of the box seats.
You know, even the great players experience some nervousness, and this is a sample here. Just not getting it done. Again, you got to accelerate up to the ball. You can see he fell into that serve.
Too short. That will not work. You know, that'd almost be like Tiger Woods on a par 3, taking out a wedge and hitting one into the woods. I mean, he really mishit that ball.
You know, oftentimes you'll play great tennis to get into a lead against one of the world's greatest players. All of a sudden you realize, hey, I'm about to win the set against the world's greatest player. And you think about where you are instead of thinking about what you need to do win the point.
Serve 15-30, and Hewitt overhits. A very unusual shot for Leighton Hewitt. Always gets that ball in play. Never seen him try that, Leaf, on that big a point.
Yeah, that's an aberration. You very rarely see him dump a second serve return like that.
Ferreira 2 points away now. Just missing wide. A few whistles from this crowd. Thought it was an ace. It's over the baseline. And so now Hewitt with another opportunity here. Break point. Get right back in this first set. It's wide. It is deuce. Barry McKay along with Leif Shiras bringing you championship action from the 2003 Mercedes-Benz Cup. Leighton Hewitt taking on Wayne Ferreira. Ferreira with the break, up 5-3 in the first set. This is Ferreira near court. Hewitt on the far side. It's deuce.
just over the baseline. Best rally of the match, Leaf. Tremendous tennis from both players.
Yeah, quality tennis from both men. And Hewitt really having to work hard here, trying to stay in the point with that little backhand just carrying over the baseline.
It was long. Hewitt, though, not happy with the call. Thought he'd slice that ball on the baseline. Now set point for the South African. The center. Low call. Right on the baseline. And Ferreira with a tremendous forehand to win the first set. Stay with us. Championship action from the 2003 Mercedes-Benz Cup.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the program.
Let's see what he does here on this second serve.
It's good. A little power again. Forces the error, and once again, Wayne Ferreira at break point. Hewitt, when he needs it, opens up with that forehand.
Well, this is when I enjoy tennis most, is when the great players like a Lleyton Hewitt are under the most pressure. And Ferreira has stepped up. He's delivering a great match. And now it's up to the champion like a Hewitt to say, I'm going to play my way out of this. You know, can he do it? I mean, you know that he's going to give his best effort.
Oh, it's a fault. Well, most matches have one pivotal game. This is it thus far in this match. Second serve. Oh, I thought for a moment Hewitt had gotten a bad call, but not so. Just a mishit from Ferreira. And so Hewitt now with the ad, trying to get to 3-2. Believe it, Leaf. We are seeing some brilliant shots from both players. Talk about shot making. What a forehand.
Yeah, this is special. He's on the run. Boy, he has produced some fabulous tennis this week. I mean, he is outgunning Lleyton Hewitt from the back.
Exactly. I mean, how tough is that to do? Perfect forehand. Hewitt right back with ace number 4.
Well, I get the feeling, and I know this is a little bit early in the set, but I feel that if Ferreira doesn't win this set and close out the match, if it goes to a third, I think Hewitt might wear him down.
There it is. Finally, Lleyton Hewitt holds. The fiery Australian hangs in. Hewitt, 3-2. Well, if you really want a good seat, check out the Charles Heidsieck champagne tables. Boy, these are beautiful spots just high above the court underneath those luxury boxes. And those folks over there enjoying a little Heidsieck champagne. Maybe they'll send some of that up to the
well, I was hoping that we could call the match from that location. It's positively the place to be.
That would be a first. They say champagne and strawberries and cream over at the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club.
Hey, it's got nothing on LA right here. Great day, great final. Can't ask for more.
It's long. Ferreira hit a fine shot, but Hewitt right on top of the return.
And Ferreira has played, brilliantly here. But now Hewitt is just trying to turn up his level a bit now. I mean, that is a nasty forehand. Slapped it down the line.
Oh, the slice forehand. You could see Hewitt sort of showing himself what he did with that return. Came under it. Ferreira trying to dig out here. 15-30. Ooh, and a double fault. His third of the match and the most costly thus far, puts him down double break point. And he's serving Leaf with the sun at his back, so that's not bothering him. Comes right back. Oh, catches the top of the net, and he knows he got a little lucky there.
This is not the first break that this man has gotten today. I mean, this could have been an error.
Ooh, look at that net. Thank you. Still, break point. Big angle. And that's the kind of shot that Ferreira comes up with. Beautiful touch.
Yeah, he's been magical today. I mean, how he made the decision to suddenly hook that ball cross court, sharp angled. Everything he wants to do, he's doing today.
Yeah.
I guess Arthur Ashe would say he's in the zone.
And there's a miss hit off that slice serve, and so from 15-40 down now, Ferreira with a chance to hold. Service ace, and Ferreira holds. We are at 3 games all. Second set. Introducing 5-4-3-2-1, the only show taking you inside the world of extreme sports every weekday. Leanne Tweeden and our group of experts bring you the entire world of extreme sports all in one place, with breaking news, event highlights, and insider features that you won't find anywhere else. 5-4-3-2-1, weekdays at 5 p.m. only on Fox Sports Net. Well, that was a huge game for Wayne Ferreira, down 15-40.
Was it ever?
Oh, boy.
That was huge.
Hewitt up 15-love. 7th game, second set. Ferreira with the first. Again, another error from Leighton Hewitt. His 17th error of this match. Very uncharacteristic of Leighton Hewitt. Ace, number 5.
Well, his ground strokes are normally very steady, but they're struggling a bit. But his serve has kept him in it, and he's finding a way to get through this. You know, now his serve is bailing him out a bit.
Good. Oh, it's wide. And Ferreira points wide as well, just wide of that sideline.
Well, Hewitt has really worked hard. Normally he finds the answers, but today Ferreira has applied just enough pressure.
Wow, that was tight. If that ball's good, Ferreira had no play on it, and he knows it. Now big points here. Second set, 30 all, 3 games all. ramped up this court, I would say, Leaf, a little bit on the slow side. Now a big opportunity for Wayne Ferreira. Break point at 3-all. Wide. Second serve. Look out. Net cord. It's good. Wow, what a point. Very dangerous shots for Hewitt.
Yeah, this is some tenacious work from Ferreira. Really puts Hewitt under pressure here. And again, making him play one more shot. Look, he almost misses that.
Yeah.
Boy, he played that close to the line. So, deuce we stand.
You Aussies.
And you love that 7th game, Barry. I know
do.
that.
This is a huge game, I tell you. It normally is pivotal, and we're there again. Second serve. The net. 20th unforced error for Leighton Hewitt. And once again, Ferreira with a big opportunity here. Good. Great try from Ferreira. Hewitt looking right up into that sun on a lob. Somehow nails it.
Well, Ferreira has put Hewitt on the ropes, and somehow Hewitt has found a way back to deuce. It's a bit of a safe haven when you get back to deuce, but boy, these break points have been tight. Not much between these men right now.
Ferreira decided to go for it all. Just missed into the net.
You know, is he feeling any disappointment? He's had 4 break points in these last 2 service games alone. Has been unable to convert. You've got to fight off that feeling of frustration. But he has looked fairly evenly tempered today. Very comfortable here in a very heated encounter.
Yeah. Goes long. And Hewitt gets out of trouble. Stay with us. Ferreira, Hewitt going at it. Three-4 now. Ferreira serving down in the second set. On serve. Wayne Ferreira with the first. 6-3. Ooh, just catches the, almost slipped over. Love 15. All kid got nailed. He's okay. These kids have done such a great job all week long. Now that's the praise of a ball kid team is if you never realize they're even out there, it's great. They make one mistake, everybody starts screaming. These kids have done a wonderful job. Hewitt steps in and it slides into that forehand. Hewitt with a chance again, 15-30.
And he's not a power merchant, but again, his timing is so perfect, and he gets to the ball early. So he takes away that time you have to recover. Clean winner.
Ferreira senses the short ball and goes for it.
Again, take a look at this last forehand. Watch how quickly he moves forward. I mean, he's taking away time for you. Again, beautiful balance, and he's going to unload. That is a great looking shot.
Service ace out wide, number 8 for Ferreira. Boy, he picks his time. That was a big point. Ferreira in with the ace. Takes him to game point. And another ace, number 9, and Wayne Ferreira. 2 quick aces, finish the game. It's 4 games all.
Well, he has maintained his head, as he has had some difficult moments to endure here.
And you know, those 2 quick aces, Leaf, really give him a break right now. He can take a deep breath. Big game coming up, 4 games all. He wants to try and break. It's wide.
Yeah, you're into the business end of the set now.
Yep.
I mean, if he can manufacture a break here, he could serve for it.
Oh. He went for that forehand, mishit it. Just out-hit him. Ferreira moved him from side to side. Finally got the error. I'd say Ferreira, one of the few guys in the world, Leaf, that can outmaneuver Leighton Hewitt on a given point. Not all the time, but every once in a while. Speaking of outmaneuvering.
Oh, come on, that was such a tough shot. I mean, he moved to that ball quickly, took it on the rise, and he changed direction. I mean, this is just beautiful. Oh, my God. If I'd hit a forehand like that once in my career, I would have been happy.
30-15. That's the one you needed against John McEnroe when you almost beat him at the Queen's Club.
Yeah. How about the 3 match points on Connors?
Ooh.
I could have used one there too. I've got plenty of good losses, Barry, if you want to hear those.
That word almost keeps slipping in. 30 all.
Well, these are critical moments here for both men. 4 all, 30 all.
Ferreira thought that might have been a fault. He's waiting for an overrule. It won't happen. Norm Christ in the chair. Not about to overrule that serve.
Too experienced for that.
I think Norm Christ's last overrule was back in '97. And another ace. number 6. And so Leighton Hewitt holds. Stay with us when we return. Wayne Ferreira serves to stay in the set. A beautiful day for tennis here on the campus of UCLA, the 2003 Mercedes-Benz Cup. And we got a match going here for this championship as Wayne Ferreira has won that first set 6-3. And now Ferreira serves to try and get to 5-all second set against the number 1 seed, Leighton Hewitt. Again, too good off that forehand.
Yeah, nice combination. First serve and a forehand from the middle of the court. I mean, that's standard equipment for 21st century tennis player. You have to have a weapon these days to make it big in the game.
Service ace.
Everything seems to be working for Ferreira today. Serving well, backhand scoring, his forehand's dangerous.
And Ferreira quickly to 40 love. This is just the kind of game you love to serve when it gets tight. After an ace, he serves his 4th double. Oh, another error. Hewitt hangs in here. Ferreira gets caught. Ball just kind of died on him.
Now that's a great play when your opponent's coming in to volley. Just dump it short and low. And you can see mishandled the backhand volley. Just did not get down on it.
So that 40-15 lead has gone. It's loose. And again. And he catches the net with an easy forehand volley lead. What a mistake. Oh, that hurt.
Well, he put himself in a winning position. He was right there.
And now a big chance. Listen to this crowd. They would love to see Hewitt get back in this match. Set point for the Australian. It's a fault. Screams, come on! And this crowd now on its feet as Hewitt has broken serve and won the second set. Stay with us. We got a brand new match going here from Los Angeles. There is the great Jack Kramer on the left with the hat, and on Jack's left to your right, that's Judge Bob Kelleher, one of the great American tennis enthusiasts who was a former USTA president and, more importantly, a former Davis Cup captain. We went down to Australia and won that Davis Cup. And so Bob Kelleher, one of the prominent federal judges in the Los Angeles area, with his pal Jack Kramer, enjoying this match. And now we have a new match, Leaf, as a set apiece, and Leighton Hewitt will step up to serve first game, final set.
Oh.
15 love.
And that really was a classic piece of Hewitt tennis. He was struggling with his game, yet he just hung in there, and then delivered a brilliant stroke. And all of a sudden, dead even at a set all.
And I just wonder what's going through Ferreira's mind, missing a couple of those volleys that weren't that tough. But as you said, Hewitt just keeps that ball coming back. Solid return. Well, over on the other side of the country today, Tim Henman defeating Fernando Gonzalez in the final over there of the Legg Mason in Washington, D.C. That match is already history. Henman, the winner. Service ace, number 7 for Hewitt. Number 8.
Well, this is a rare moment for Hewitt because he has not been ahead in this match. If he can close out here, boy, this really change perception of this match.
And 3 aces in a row for Hewitt. He wins the first game of the final set. Let's have a look now at our 2-set statistics after 2 sets of play.
Yeah, that was not Hewitt's best tennis, but oftentimes he'll deliver his best on just 1 or 2 points, and that can turn a set around because Ferreira was playing well. Look at how well he served, producing plenty of good tennis too. 21 winners, just 19 errors, but not good enough, as Hewitt seemed to play his best at the right moments.
Hewitt obviously has improved upon that percentage with 3 aces in the first game of the final set.
Well, you talk a lot about great players and how they're able to win consistently over weeks and months and years. And Hewitt finds ways to win when he's not playing his best. I think that would be true of most great champions. They find a way through when, they can't rely on their best shots. They find a different way.
Great idea. A little high leaf. I think Ferreira would have been there. Oh, man. That's a first drop shot he has tried all day long.
Well, look at him work at those strings. And he's resetting mentally every time. When he goes to play with those strings, yeah, that's fine, the racket, but more like he's getting his head around this next point.
Oh, a few errors creeping into the Ferreira ground strokes now. 15-30. That's a fault. Wow.
We've seen a couple of miscues off the return. Something you don't see that often from this man. He is one of the finest proponents of the return game. So for him to make an error like that, you always think, he's not at his best, is he? And Ferreira takes full advantage.
Right back with ace number 11, right down the center. That's the shot that's worked so well for Ferreira up till right then. That real short angle.
Yeah, he's had great success. Barry, I said early on, I just had the feeling that if Ferreira didn't win that second set, that this might be Hewitt's match, and this is a key game for the South African to hang in here. He's got to get on the board.
Point.
Well, not only were they moving the ball brilliantly close to the lines, but they were playing with such length. These guys have really brought out some fine tennis today.
You're going to see Ferreira take a few extra deep breaths right now. That was the toughest physical point of this match. Break point, Hewitt. Oh, short second serve, and Hewitt saw his opportunity. That second serve, 62 miles an hour.
Yeah, but it was a high bouncer. Boy, was he forced out of position there.
Was Hewitt yelling at me after that last mistake? Sure looked like it, didn't it? I didn't say a word, Leighton. Advantage Ferreira. First game, final set. And Ferreira in with ace number 12.
Yeah, that is a big game. This was a big game for Hewitt in the second set. Ferreira dumped the volley, and then he dumped the high forehand volley. Now set point, and Hewitt makes him pay the price. Yeah, that was a sweet pass.
One game all now, final set for the championship here. This tournament started way back in 1927, won the first time by the famous Bill Tilden, and it has had a host of great champions through the years. Formerly called the Pacific Southwest Championships, for many years played at the LA Tennis Club.
Including, I might add, a guy by the name of Barry McKay back in 1960.
Wow, your history is unbelievable, Leaf.
And I even know that you won the doubles in '59 as well. This used to be your tournament, really.
Thank you for the memories. It's a while ago.
Who'd you beat in the final?
Good question.
Oh, that's a nice change of direction. Drew Ferreira over to that forehand corner and then slipped it down in the backhand corner. The pressure squarely on Hewitt's shoulders as Ferreira edging ahead on the Australian serve.
No. That's the shot, and the same spot where Ferreira hit that brilliant one-handed backhand last night to defeat Mark Philippoussis. What a shot that was.
This match has been very absorbing because you can see there Hewitt just knowing when to take control of the point. Behind in the score, he became the aggressor. It's almost like a chess match. You sense these guys are moving each other around, looking for the chance to take each other down.
Big forehand from Lleyton Hewitt, and now Hewitt with a chance to go up 2-1. No. Inside out forehand has really worked for him all week long. Finally misses one. Ferreira looking very fit here in this final set. As you mentioned, Leaf, it is plenty hot out there on that center.
See, that's perfect. That's perfect tennis. He didn't overhit it. He was aggressive, but he placed it so wisely, deep and in the corner. You know, we saw Philippoussis make an error on a forehand like this that cost him the match last night. Remember, he overhit that forehand?
Yeah.
Hewitt just seems to play within himself. He doesn't do too much.
Just wide. Hewitt thought he had the ace down the center. A few whistles from this crowd. Norm Christ will not be overruling. Angle. Headcourt. Oh, yes. Oh, and Ferreira using that angle once again, Leaf. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, that has been his deciding shot, if you will, today. I mean, look at the angle he pulls. He gets outside the ball and finds that edge. Look at where Hewitt is. He's practically in the front row.
That is brilliant. That was just a superb point from both players, but Ferreira outmaneuvered him. It's deuce. No.
Well, Ferreira has 14 career titles, but it's been almost 2.5 years, nearly 3 years, since he has broken through into the winner's circle. So I'm sure at 31 years old, it'd be nice to grab a title like LA over a guy like Hewitt.
On this sideline, Ferreira refuses to go away. Hewitt actually got stopped with that forehand leap. Tried to change directions, couldn't do it.
Well, he has scored so many times today off the second serve. And this time it brings up a break point.
Whoa.
Jammed. Headcourt. Ooh. And the two-hander goes wide. Ferreira barely got that serve back in play. Hewitt kind of jammed him. Now this game turning into one of those ones we talked about. Fourth deuce. And a very important game here early in the final set.
Now this is where you start talking about things like fatigue, endurance, fitness. This is what you train hard for.
That's good. Oh, yes.
God, it's great tennis.
One more great shot. Right in the corner.
Well, you do all the hard work, not for the opening set, but for these final sets. I tell you, Ferreira looks very fit there, doesn't he?
Oh, that was a
got on it early.
Hewitt right back with one of his best serves out wide.
Well, Barry, you've seen a lot of tennis matches. Which way do you see this match going? I mean, right now it's tough to call.
I would have said 2 games ago that Ferreira was in big trouble, but right now Ferreira looking very fit. As you mentioned, Leaf, I wouldn't want to call it right here.
So how do you feel sitting right on the fence? Are you comfortable there?
I don't do that very often. Too good.
I think this is Hewitt's set. I think somehow he's just got a little bit of extra gas in the tank. 22 years old, and perhaps just that deep belief that he can find a way through, that he'll prevail ultimately. There, I jumped off the fence for you.
Very good. And Hewitt holds. And so Leighton Hewitt now right back in it. Well, we talked about it. Bill Tilden in 27. The great Bill Tilden. Don Budge, the best backhand of all times. Bobby Riggs, what a volleyer right here. And Jack Kramer, the all-time great Pancho Gonzalez. They have all won here in Los Angeles. 2-1. Leighton Hewitt, Leaf, and we got a match on our hands here.
This is one of the best finals we've had in years, and I'm not sure where it's going. I think the Australians got the edge, but it's turning out to be a great final, and we got a fabulous crowd, great sight. What an event. Well, you can't ask for much more if you're a tennis fan.
You just saw our great perch. We are high above this court, but we're on the side, which gives us a wonderful view. Love 15. Cord. Hewitt lines up that volley, just missing.
Wow, and what an opportunity there. He'd really put Ferreira in some trouble. And a relatively easy volley. But you know, he hasn't volleyed much today, so I think his volleys are probably a little rusty. Has not played many of them. Just enough angle there from Hewitt.
Catches him, and now Hewitt kind of jumping around down there, looking like he is ready to try and break right here. 1-2, 15-30. Wow. And now a huge opportunity. Double break point, 15-40. Ferreira fights off one, still break point. And another one. And Wayne Ferreira just refusing to shut it down. It's deuce.
Yeah, nearly 2 hours long, this match. Hour and 50 minutes. And both guys still going toe-to-toe.
He'll win it. And Ferreira, who now has been in 13 times and won 9 of those points. Fantastic.
Yeah, good aggressive forehand. Recognizes that Hewitt's in trouble. Gets in and finishes. And that's not an easy volley. Did well with it.
Game point Ferreira to get to 2-all. Let in. He'll have another. No, it's wide, and Ferreira holds. We are at 2-all. Final set. tried to change directions, couldn't pull it off.
Well, that must be a relief to get a first serve in and not have to play a long, arduous point.
Yeah. Yeah, we have seen very few quick points in this match. Great rallies. And the minute I say it, Hewitt steps up and delivers ace number 11. Just wide. No. Double fault number 3. Well, we've often said, Leaf, you get up 40 love in a game, and if you're serving, it's a temptation to go for a big second serve.
Yeah, try and get out of the game easily, trying 4 and out.
There it is, and Leighton Hewitt holds easily in the 5th game of the final set. Stay with us. Hewitt up 3-2 here in LA. Well, Wayne Ferreira looks like he's closing in on a very impressive record there,
Yeah,
Leif.
that shows versatility, good health. I mean, Stefan Edberg, 54 consecutive slam appearances, and Ferreira, he will surpass that by next year.
I think Wayne will get to the top spot in that category, which is very impressive. $15 love. Oh, that's the first time we've seen him use the slice from that far back, Leaf. It might indicate just a little fatigue creeping into Ferreira. 15 all.
Yes, that's very uncharacteristic from this man. I mean, normally he is diligent at putting the ball into play, getting the point started.
Clean winner, short ball. Ferreira jumps all over it.
A devastating combination when he gets the first serve in and Hewitt coughs up a short return. I mean, he just erases the forehand.
And Ferreira holds quickly. We are at 3 games all, final set. I've seen many spectators leave the grounds.
Well, I think the crowd is really hanging on every point. I think initially they were behind Ferreira because they sensed that Hewitt was the clear favorite.
Yeah.
And now in this final set, I'm not sure where this crowd is. I think they're poised to see more great tennis because they've witnessed 2 hours of really some of the finest tennis we've seen this year.
Very high quality play. As Hewitt steps up, absolute packed house here. This center court, the scene of the 1984 Olympic tennis demonstration sport, Leaf, when it was just trying to get back into the Olympic movement. And we just saw a guy who won, the youngster from Sweden, Stefan Edberg, won that 84 tennis competition here, and a youngster from Germany by the name of Steffi Graf won the women's. Hewitt in with ace number 12. Yeah, this great complex had just been built specifically to host that tennis event, and then of course UCLA right here made it its home. The Bruins play all of their home tennis matches on this great court. We're on all of these courts. Too much power. Again, Ferreira just lunging into that ball.
Well, Hewitt knows better than to hit the ball short in the court. And you can see this one right in the middle of the court.
Now a chance for Ferreira here. 7th game, final set, 15-30. That's long. That goes wide. Called wide. Wow, and now 15-40. Double break point for Ferreira.
Some errors off the forehand wing. And Hewitt in trouble.
Wow, you heard the scream from Ferreira. Lines up the two-hander, mishits it.
Well, when you're ahead in the score like that, you've got 2 break points. You can really take some chances, and he was willing to go after it here, but listen. He would like to have gone after it and made it. That time he missed it.
Still break point. No. And Hewitt gets out of trouble, at least momentarily. It's deuce.
Well, we've seen some loose play today, but it's been encircled by drama. You know, there's so much pressure out here today. Big crowd, important final for both men. Hewitt coming off some embarrassing results at Wimbledon and the French. And neither man really able to convert when they want.
No.
And of course, Ferreira at 31 years old, I mean, he's the oldest guy in the tournament by far. So he's feeling like, hey, I'm happy to be here. Can I get, you know, into the winner's circle? This would be nice. There's a lot at stake for both men here.
No, and Hewitt trying to do a little too much with that forehand. Back to deuce.
The crowd now trying to get behind their man. Well, it's been surprising how effective Hewitt has been with his serve today.
Yeah.
He really has stayed in this match and kept his chances alive by winning points on his first serve.
Ferreira totally out of the point for a moment, comes roaring back with that two-hander.
Yeah, you thought right here he was in big trouble, but Hewitt doesn't do enough with the forehand. Oh man, that's tough. Good backhand pass. You know, sometimes you think you've done enough in a point, and all of a sudden your opponent comes up with something good, and that was one of those times.
One of the few times that slice backhand has let Ferreira down.
So nice play. He would kick that ball to the ball boy.
Great lunge, leaping catch by that ball kid.
That was impressive.
Go wide, and Leighton Hewitt holds. Stay with us. We're at the finals of the 2003 Mercedes-Benz Open. Watch the action here. Great catch. Center court, the Los Angeles Tennis Center on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and we're coming down the wire here as 4-3 now. Hewitt up in this final set for the title. The South African 31-year-old veteran Wayne Ferreira serves to try and get even at 4-all. From Hewitt, kept the ball low.
Yeah, he sliced that one in half, didn't he? It just didn't come up, and Ferreira couldn't handle it.
Really got under that shot. Now a big chance here for Hewitt. Love 30. And right back, Ferreira with ace number 13. What a time for it. He really needed that point quickly. Another one, ace number 14, right down the center.
Well, both men have done that well today. When they're behind in the score, they've gotten those first serves in. Didn't come at a bigger time for this man.
Do not believe it, Leaf. 3 clean aces from Love 30 down. If he hits another one here, you are going to hear a roar.
Boy, that one had plenty of angle.
Almost. It's long. And Ferreira, who looked like he was in big trouble there, down Love 30 in a crucial game. 4 marvelous serves.
Yeah, he really dug deep there, down Love 30, 3-4. I mean, had he lost that game, the Australian would have served for the title. Boy, and that's a sign that your legs are strong, because you're getting up to the serve, and your head is clear. So, boy.
4-all.
Great execution under pressure.
Final set. No. Well, over 7,000 people today getting their money's worth here at UCLA. And I hope our viewers at home enjoying this match as much as we are. 15 love. Hewitt, final set. It's good. Hewitt gets caught. And how often we've seen Agassi hit that half volley from the baseline. And Hewitt does the same thing, but not that time. And Ferreira holds up the hand as if to say, I'm sorry, but he wasn't sorry about that shot.
Yeah, he has got the flow going. I mean, just catching that early and bringing it back cross. My gosh, what a play.
It's wide. Opportunity now for the South African. 15-30, second serve. heard the scream from Ferreira. Missed it badly.
Well, he made the hard one. He missed the easy one.
Easy put away for Hewitt. He had Ferreira moving the wrong direction. Service ace for Hewitt, his 13th. Stay with us. We're in LA. When we return, Wayne Ferreira serves to stay in the match. Ferreira serving now, trying to stay in this match. Down 4-5. An error on the very first point puts Hewitt up. Love 15. Big points now. Love 15. 4-5. Final set for the title. Is headed courtside, and now very tight atmosphere down there, Leaf.
Yeah, plenty of drama. This crowd is so into it. It's amazing how well Ferreira has played to get to this point. Well, you'd hate to lose it right at the finish line.
Well, we've seen him get out of so many tight situations. We'll see if he can do it again. And there he starts. Ace number 16 for Ferreira. 15-30. No, and an error off the two-hander. And now Leaf, double championship point for the #1 seed. Service ace, number 17 for Ferreira, and what a time for it. Down match point. If he gets this one in for an ace, you're going to hear the biggest roar of the afternoon.
Well, he has produced clutch tennis, and that time he did it off the forehand. And he hit that one heavily. Inside the baseline, even Hewitt with his great hands couldn't take it.
Leaf, this crowd definitely now behind the veteran, trying to keep him in this match. I don't believe it. I do not believe that shot, Leaf. The slice out all the way and somehow makes it in.
Yeah, he was way outside the baseline. I mean, look where he is when he hits this shot. Somehow he steers it right on the sideline. This is what makes this man so tough. He's dogged.
Once again, match point. good. Yes, Ferreira has fought off one more match point. It's deuce.
Now that forehand doesn't win it for him, but it gives him enough room to put this one away.
Could be long. It is. The slice goes over the baseline, and now Ferreira with a chance to hold and get to 5-all. Hewitt with a high two-hander lead. That ball way above his shoulder.
Yeah, he's been struggling in that return. But that one he hit straight down the line.
That's a fault. It's good. The forehand right on the sideline.
Yeah, this is the kind of shot that looks like it's going out all the way until it lands right on the line. Didn't hit it cleanly, but somehow it fell in.
Leaf, you are going to hear a huge roar if Ferreira wins this point. And there it is. And listen to this crowd. Wayne Ferreira has fought off 2 match points to get to 5-all. What a match we've got going.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal effort, and I think that says a lot about where Ferreira is mentally. He is very keen, very strong. Well, you can dodge big points like that. Your confidence has to be sky high.
My math is getting weak. There were 3 of those match points he fought off. Second serve, 5 games all, final set for the championship here. No. And Hewitt dishes up his 4th double.
And he's going to have to shake off the disappointment of those lost opportunities. And this point has to be enormous.
No. Leaf, the pace, unbelievable down there.
Yeah, this is the kind of tennis that Hewitt has trouble with when he plays a guy like this who has a big forehand. Yunus Elanui took him out at the Australian Open using that big forehand. And now Ferreira's utilizing his forehand. He's pushing Hewitt around pretty good.
Love 30. Second serve opportunity. Ferreira has not come in behind second serves. I doubt if he'll try it here. That's too good. Hewitt just waits.
Well, that's why he is such a versatile champion. He does what's needed in that situation. You know, he had to come in there, short ball, and he made the right play.
15-30. It's a fault. And a double fault. And Hewitt, Leaf, unbelievably going for a big second serve, his 5th double.
Well, he's been aggressive all day long on the second. That time it did not pay off.
It's a fault. Wow. Hewitt steps up, inside out, bread and butter shot for him.
And there was another aggressive second serve.
Yeah, he took another chance. And one more second serve. And a double. And Leaf, I do not believe it. Hewitt goes for a huge second serve. When we return, Ferreira serves for the title. Center court, LA Tennis Center, and you talk about drama and tension. The South African Wayne Ferreira on the right, the 31-year-old veteran, facing a huge moment. If he can hold serve, he wins this championship. On the left, Leighton Hewitt. This crowd giving both players a big ovation as we look down in center court here. Ferreira serving now for the match. The Aussies not going away. I saw Wayne Ferreira hold up new tennis balls, Leaf. A huge advantage for him here.
Yeah, boy, when you're under pressure, you get that first serve in. It's a good relief.
Yes, service ace right down the center. Ferreira with ace number 18, now 2 points away.
What a second serve that was, right in the corner. Barry, in this long history, no South African has ever won this event. Looks like we might have a first timer.
Ferreira going for it all at 40 love, triple championship point, over hits the forehand. Hewitt still alive. Service ace, and there it is. Wayne Ferreira, a tremendous effort. Finishes the match with an ace out wide. And this crowd now on its feet, a standing ovation for both players, but a great effort by the veteran. Tremendous match in the finals, and Wayne Ferreira has done it. 6-3, 4-6, and 7-5. The South African with an ace for the title. We'll be back. Stay with us.